Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? We're gonna go over how to draw a dynamic figure, and I'm gonna teach you, how to fish, as opposed to, doing a demo. I'm gonna do a little demo, but later, of course, or after another video. But right now, I'm gonna teach you how to kind of make your figures more dynamic when you're drawing them. First thing you gotta do is remember, and I'm gonna go over a basic drawing of the body very, very soon. I already did in pieces. I'm gonna do the legs still, but the overall poses, I'll go over that later. Right now, I'm just going to teach you a couple of tips, though, when you are drawing certain things, to make them more dynamic. It's just dynamic. Let's stick with dynamic right now. So number one, when you're drawing, I usually think of 3 different parts. I think of the head, the rib cage, and then the box for the pelvis. It doesn't have to be a box, but I just like it to be a box. I don't know, I feel it's box-like, that pelvic area. And then do a center line to wherever that's going to go. I usually follow whatever foot has the most weight on it. If it's even, it's straight down, So that's what I think. I think of those 3 things in comparison. I know a lot of people that will be like, the rib cage is like 1.5 heads tall, but I don't really do that. I never really thought about that, so I don't know. It's weird for me to even teach that. I just know the rib cage is bigger than the head. That's it, and just don't make it super crazy big, and don't make it super crazy small. Just, or make it the same size. But that's just the way I do it. Another thing to think about would be, when you're drawing, think of the angles of the shoulders. When let's say we have the whole trifecta, the pelvis, rib cage, and head. I think of the angle of the shoulders. Okay, and I usually draw a dot right here, top of the shoulder, and then over here, also on the waist. I think about the relation of those, because if they're straight up like that, see how they're just see how they're just straight up like that. They are gonna make the figure very stiff. If your shoulders, they can't be aligned like that in an action pose. Of course, if you're just standing there, yeah, it's fine. But even then, you want to actually move the relation of those. See those the way they are? You want to make one this way here. You want to squeeze it on one side, because then it looks more dynamic. Period. You know what I mean? You get the center line will go a little differently. Maybe you got the head over here. All right, the box of the pelvis is over here, and the rib cage changes. You know what I mean? But it will make the pose more dynamic. It's going to change where the legs are going to go. It's going to change the angle of the arms. You know what I mean? That is actually, if you were to take one thing away from this, that is the biggest thing to take away from this. It would be, if you draw on your figure action-wise and he's doing that, change, don't make sure they're not equal sign. They are more like a lesser than sign. You know what I mean? They got to squeeze on one side. It's got to be different. It's got to be different for it to be dynamic. It helps, and like I said, it's not a rule, it's just a principle. It's something I've seen done over and over. Most of the guys do it. That's what they pay attention to, the angle of the shoulders. That's a huge part of it. Another part of it is, oh, sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to cough. Very sorry. So, okay. When I'm beginning to draw, I usually start with a head shape. Let's say I'm going to draw a guy. Hold on. Let me see if the camera's... Okay. Once the camera's angling this. You got to think of the balance of the shapes, too, actually, when you're leaning over. I'll do another video with just a general body, like I said, but right now it's pretty good. You have to think of... when you're running, there's going to be... And this is a weird thing that I've thought about, too. You have to think of the kind of the weight and where the center of gravity is, The center of gravity, when you're standing there, whatever, hey, what's up? Center of gravity is going to be right in the center. You know what I'm saying? And Usually, you to make it more dynamic, you're trying to put some tension into it. So you're kind of, let's say you're leaning to one side. Let's see. Let's say he's doing some kind of lean, right? I'm gonna draw. It's funny because we're working with stick figures, but like I said, it's for understanding purposes. We're doing this. Let's see. Look at that. Well, whatever. Let's say he's leaning to one side, right? He's kind of falling a little bit. Whatever. So you have a figure like that, right? Where's the center of gravity? He's clearly gonna fall. The center of gravity is more like right here somewhere, right? He's gonna fall, and that creates a little bit of tension when you do that. You know what I mean? So when you make guys run and stuff like that, you don't want to make him. A lot of people do the whole, you know. Wow, I'm literally gonna draw a stick figure right now. I never thought I'd do that. A lot of people do that kind of thing. You're supposed to make it like this. If you were to take that pose, let's say, that would be straight up the center of gravity, like maybe right here. You know what I mean? It's too even. You'd have to lean him way more forward to make it more dynamic. You'd have to lean him more like, let me see. His rib cage in there. Pelvis. Pelvis this way, pelvis that way. You'd have to lean him more like that. You know what I mean? So that it looks like he's actually gonna fall over, kind of. Ah, even that would be pushed more, to be honest. It'd be more like over here, center of gravity. He has to kind of look like he's, that's what I'm saying, like in motion. So pay attention to that center of gravity. A good rule of thumb would be look at the triangular shapes within the legs. Right here, if you look at this, and this is a weird rule I actually just learned, but I've been using it and it's great. Look at the triangular part of the legs. It's like more extreme. The triangle, it's just a more extreme angle. Honestly, I don't even go over the triangle thing. It's just a more extreme angle. You see how the legs are right here? You see that jaggedy shape between the negative space, and right here it's just straight up a simple kind of static triangle. That's a small trick I learned. And I don't, it's been helping me, but it depends. Overall, like another way to do it, in terms of just figure invention, I would say look at athletes, look at sports, and look at videos and copy their image. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes up, you want to copy that stuff down, because the way I draw everything is, let me go over that real quick. The way I draw anything is I'll find the head shape. Let's say I'm just trying to create something, right? I'll do the center line wherever I think I usually pull it down the center of gravity here with a foot, where I think it's not the center of gravity. I'm trying to push it down to whatever foot is hitting the ground or close to the ground. I take that, and then I find the rib cage wherever that's going to be. I find the pelvis wherever I think that's going to be. Put in the shoulder lines wherever I think it's going to be. Put in the line of the pelvis wherever I want that to go. And I look at it, try to investigate. I'm like, okay, is that dynamic enough? Nah. This needs to be a little more dynamic. It needs to angle more, though, on the extreme contrast between the shoulders and the hips. And then I literally, from here, I start putting in wherever my limbs I want them to go. And then from there, I do I believe you saw this in my arm tutorial, I start kind of turning them into tubes, kind of. I start finding the volume of the form. You know what I mean? If that doesn't make sense, I change it around. Obviously, I do that in pencil, and I do that a lot lighter, too, by the way. I don't usually do that like that in pen. In pen, if I'm sketching, I'll go super light. Super light, so I can go over it really, a lot better than that. Anyways, those are some quick tips on drawing a dynamic figure. If you have any more questions, let me know. There will be other videos on this topic, because I know this is a big topic, and there'll be more videos on this topic. That's all I'm gonna say, to be honest. So talk to you guys next time. Please subscribe, and you know, thank you for the support, guys. And I'll see. Oh, if you guys haven't seen it, I'm having a T-shirt giveaway in the video before. I'm gonna link it right here somewhere. Like I'm gonna link the video. It's a T-shirt giveaway. All you gotta do is one thing: link the video on the Easy Things to Draw Facebook the Facebook Easy Things to Draw page, and you get a free T-shirt if you just link that latest post. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Sorry, I was tongue-tied right now. I'll see you next time.